Alrighty, so we've got our Chapter 11 projects here, so let's jump right into it. I decided to do two easy projects here, so I think what I've got pulled up right now is in order. We got the BMI calculator app, and then the home mortgage calculator, or home mortgage interest app. It's a tongue twister. I was all tripped up over that word. So, anyways, here's the VMI calculator app, and I guess this will be the best order to go through it here. So, the first thing to look at is the strings.xml file, and in here I entered some different string values, like the name of the application, and then the hint text for the edit text controls, as well as the text for some of the other controls there. And then here we have our main activity, and it's a relative layout. And yes, the layout for the main activity, it's a relative layout with a text view control here at the top, and edit text, two edit texts displayed below that, and then a button and an image view control here. And they have some various properties of those right there. So then you can actually look at that in the design tab, and this is what this looks like here. And then if we go over here, take a look at this one. So then this is the BMI activity, and this is actually launched whenever the BMI needs to be calculated and displayed, and that'll happen when the user clicks the Compute BMI button. So right here we've got, this is also a relative layout, and there are two text view controls right here. One of them is just the title, and then another one's actually used to display the user's BMI, and then this is a image view control here, and they all have some different properties here. So then we'll look at the main activity here. So the first thing we want to do, we hide the action bar, and then we reference the edit text controls. So and one of these is going to be called text weight, and the other text height. And this is used so we can get those values. So then here we reference the compute button, and we also want to reference shared preferences so that we can store values in it. Now we set an on-click listener on the compute button, and we go in here and we create an editor for the shared preferences. Really, I think we're getting that shared preferences editor from it, and we're storing that sort of like in this variable here, editor. So then what we do, we use this editor the object here to store two integer values, the user's weight and height, in the in shared preferences, and then we commit those values. And then finally we'll launch, where that E came from, there we go, we'll launch the BMI activity right here. So then let's just start a new activity, and this is the BMI class. So if we go over here, we're also going to hide the action bar for this one, and we're going to reference the text view control that we're going to use to display the BMI. I'm going to declare a couple integer variables here, the weight and height. Let me check one thing. Yeah, there we go. Oh, yeah, I forgot to mention. Instead of storing these instead of storing the weight and height in a variable, I actually just decided to go ahead and just get those and parse them directly here. That way I don't have to go all the way around the world there to store them, because I remember I think the textbook had them like where it was you stored them in variables first, and I found it was just simpler to actually just get them and parse them right here, so it was all on one line. But anyways, so right here now we'll declare two integer variables, weight and height. And then we also want to reference shared preferences again for this code as well. Now we're going to get the user's weight and height from shared preferences, and then we're going to calculate the user's BMI using those values. And this is actually going to be a float rounded to 1 decimal place. It's been a while since I'd actually done this, so had to think about it for a minute when I was writing this line, like how that's done. But basically, we just used the formula given by the book. So weight times 703 divided by the quantity divided by height squared, which I just wrote as height times height. And what we want to do, should change that there. But what we do here, we have to write this 703F. That way it won't drop the decimals, since these are all integer values. But by doing that, that actually makes this a floating point operation. So it'll have a decimal part. We'll multiply that by 10, and then cast it as an int to drop the decimal part, and then we divide it by 10, and that will and we make sure to have that as 10F. That way we're getting a floating point operation, and that'll return a float value of the BMI rounded to 1 decimal place. And then right here we want to set the text of text BMI to this to the user's BMI. They want to display it and just say like your body mass index is, and then we'll add the BMI after that. So let's go ahead and test that. Here we go. Make sure. Let's run that again. There we go. Alright, and I'm just going to use the values from the example. Here, somewhere around here. Where did I hide those at? There we go. That way I can use the example from the textbook. Let's see. So right there they had 152 pounds and 68 inches right there. And then it says your body mass index is 23.1, and that's the same value that was gotten there in the textbook. And then let's see if we can do my weight and height there. It's like, I'll say it's I think it's 228 by 72 inches. I'm just going to punch that on Google really quick. Make sure we are getting a good value. So if we enter 228. And that's also what I got on Google right here. So you can see we got 228 pounds and then 6 feet, which in this case in the program has to be written in inches. So it's set that as 6 feet, 72 inches. So then we can see here the values do actually match up with this calculator. Alright, so then on to the home mortgage interest application. Let's go ahead and jump over there. I'm going to close out of this program. Oh, there we go. So now the first thing we're going to do here is, oh, I guess I need to reorganize these first. Let's see, main activity. There we go. So then we've got our strings.xml file here. This has some different string values that we'll need for the different controls in the program. And this is for the action bar text, because we do want an action bar on this one. And then what we're going to do, we're going to go here. We have a relative layout. Now this is going to have a text view control, 3 edit text controls, a button, and then an image view. And they have their own different properties there. And then this is the interest activity that will be launched when the user, I guess when the user clicks the compute interest button. So what we're going to do for that, we're going to have 2 text view controls. This one acts as a title. We'll use this one to display the calculated interest, and then this is going to be the image view control that we'll use to display the 3 different images. And let's take a look at those. You can see we got this one here, and then we also have this activity there, and that's what that'll end up looking like. Of course, you can't see much of that one yet because it's not been, most of that will be displayed when the code runs. So then this is our main activity. What we're going to do here, we're going to reference the edit text controls and the compute button, and we're also going to reference shared preferences so we can use those. We'll, whoops, oh, I just about moved it around. There we go. So then we'll create an on-click listener for the button. Then we will get the editor for shared preferences and store it in this variable here called editor. And then we want to put our different values in. Two of these are floats right here, and then one of these is an integer value for the number of years. And we'll want to store those in there. I did the same basic thing where it's all on one line. So we've got the, we just get all the values here and parse them. That way it's on one line, and then we're going to commit these values. Yep, there goes the E there after launch. Typos. But then we're going to launch the interest activity, and what that's going to do, that's going to reference the controls for its layout. It's going to create a decimal format object, and we're actually going to use that to format the user's interest as currency. And then we're going to reference shared preferences in this file as well. And then here we're going to get the user's input from shared preferences. So we're going to go in here and actually get those values back out of shared preferences, and we're going to calculate the interest. This is actually rounded to 2 decimal places, and it's pretty much the same operation as far as using floating point operations and casting it as an integer. The trick to this one, the main difference between it and the other one, is that you have to determine which image is displayed, and I just did that by checking what the value of number of years is, whether it's 10, 20, or 30, and then depending on which value it is, we'll display that value's respective image. And then right here, we want to display the user's interest. So then we're going to say total interest paid plus currency.format interest, and that'll be their interest formatted as currency. So let's go ahead and run that. I think that's about everything to mention on that one. Here we go, and I'm going to go ahead and test. I'll do the same thing for this one. I'm going to test it just using the values from the book there. So let's do 2.77, 30, and then 2500. There we go. Oh, one important thing I forgot to mention. The years actually are converted to months. I just multiply it by 12 right there to convert it to months. So here we go. So this, our total interest paid is this value right here, $228,797 and 22 cents. And that checks out with the textbook's calculation there. So actually, let's take that for another spin there and say 20 years to demonstrate that the different images are displayed. So we can see there's the 20-year image and a different value for the interest. Then we need to do 10. We need to give this a smaller value or it'll be negative. There we go. And then there we can see the 10. And then we can actually, let's just check that. Say, do that on my calculator. It's 982.77 times 12 times 10. So that should be that. If we calculate it, yep, we're getting the same value there. Alrighty, that will wrap up the Chapter 11 projects.